Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Journey. As we're preparing for the global release on March 27th, we're going to go through another game mode that is unlocked with progression in here, which is the Legend Trial. So the Legend Trial, very similar. You can see Tower of Light, Tower of Nature, Tower of Eternity, and the Tower of Will. This essentially is open, similar to what we see with the Tower progression in AFK Arena. You can see the leading players within here. So let's go ahead. We're going to hit the Tower of Light first. It's going to break it up into floor 1. You can see it's almost like a little flying machine we have right there. Now, overall, you can see they're on 63, which means we are way ahead of the curve when it comes to the resonance in here. But you'll notice that you're going to have to build out a couple different heroes. Again, very similar to tower progression we see in other games. We're going to have to run through a couple different kind of builds in here. Looking at our tanks, you can do one or double tanks. Now, this tank right here, Timisia, very, very powerful tank. I've actually used quite a bit. This, of course, is Lucius. We have Chippy here. And then, of course, the other tanks we cannot use. So in here, there's really one of two ways to run this. You can do multiple tanks with a little less damage, or you can go a lot more out on the damage. Now, of course, I'm going to put in some of my higher damage dealers in here. And I do want to put in, this is going to be kind of my off tank. And thinking of the support-wise, we do have Rowan in here. And then I'm going to go in and let's throw in Walker. You know what? Let's see what Walker can do. So I'm going to set up Rowan in the back. And this really does make a difference on how you really position your heroes in here. I know because of level, this doesn't make a difference. But when you look at the position of this game, it makes a huge difference. So essentially, if I put one tank here, so if we took Vaden and put him back here, they would all go at this tank, and we'll see it when we go into battle. They will all go straight to attack this tank. That is kind of the design. That is kind of the build. So, I mean, very different than what we see in AFK Arena, where it is very specific to where your heroes are. So it comes with a lot more strategy going through the tower, going through tower progression. Now, also, we cannot auto battle this. So again, I am really feeling like similar to AFK Arena, it's going to be super important to go in here and make progression pretty much as fast as possible once you have this game mode unlocked, once the towers are unlocked, because going through here, you're going to be able to get a ton of resources out of this game mode. And of course, that is going to give you the ability to build out a lot of these heroes and build them out a lot faster. Now, since this game mode actually rolled out, you can see I'm very high when it comes to, again, my levels in comparison to the enemy. That's because I haven't played this game mode. Again, we took a pretty good break with AFK Journey, but we are going to make a new account. We're going to have a new guild on global release, which means it is coming up pretty soon. I mean, we only have a couple more weeks, and then the global release will be there. Now, you'll see, based on this, everyone is coming right on Valen, right here in the back, or right in the front, and that's because of the positioning of the hero. This is, again, where it kind of does make a big difference on where the hero is positioned, on who the hero does attack. We could actually swap, putting our tank right up in the very front. With this one, we're going to do the same. I'm going to swap our tank right in the very front. And that way you can see they're going to come and attack the tank first, which of course it is the Timisia. Very cool hero, rides around on the horse, actually gallops right through obstacles, walls, things of that nature. It's pretty cool to see. But going through here, these are what we're looking to farm, are these acorns. Not only the main source for the recruitment, but I'm thinking there might actually be a point where we're going through here that we're going to be able to look at that. Tower floors are actually going to give us a lot more essence. But I'm hoping there's going to be a point, and I'm not sure like how far. Oh, it only let us go up a few floors to see, and it doesn't show us what's on there. I'm wondering if there's going to be a point where Stargazer Scrolls essentially will come out of here, because there we see our 250. But let's lock in and hop in some of these other towers. Now, of course, here's the Tower of Nature. Going in here, same thing. Now we have a really different setup with the heroes here. And again, looking at the few tanks, this is where it's going to take a little bit of time to get familiar with the game. Now you can see we only have one tank in here. We have a couple of our support heroes. I do have Leica, which is built out crazy. We have Arden for some crowd control. Then we'll put Iran in here. So I'm going to drop these heroes back. So I'm going to drop my support hero back. I'm going to keep Leica up front, just for the simple fact that Leica is very, very well built out. So again, we're going to have both of our heroes kind of go up right into the front. And of course, we have Leica right here. We have Iran in here. Very cool to see some of the heroes that cross over. We do have, I think it's Byron right here. Let's go ahead and drop him in. So it is, and I think it's Byron, B-R-Y, Brian, Byron. Again, I'm going to have to get some of these names down as we're continuing through here. But again, I feel like we can focus and farm a ton of these. Now, you'll also notice that there's an attack right at the very beginning. So when we first enter, and interesting enough, when it comes to the tank heroes, I was kind of looking through it, and I don't really have any tank heroes past the very basic, past that legendary where we have Granny right here. That's as high as I built a tank. So I feel like there's going to be a big part of this missing if I don't have the ability to actually build up these tanks a little bit further, making a big difference. But this is going to be a point when you're going through the actual campaign, so the open world exploration, where you're going to be making a lot of progression. You're going to get to the point where you're going to come and you're going to have to farm these towers. And again, I'm thinking very similar to the rotation that we see in AFK Arena is going through here, because this Tower of Eternity is our Graveborn Tower. Now, Graveborns, we have Cecilia. This hero is just broken. It is literally a very, very broken hero. We have Thorin in here, and we'll just drop in a couple that we do have available. There's Naru. She's going to be able to take an incredible amount of damage. But in addition to that, she puts out damage like crazy. Now, of course, we have Brutus in here with the shield. Thorin sitting right there on the throne. Very cool looking. But again, the tower progression, you're really going to have to push the envelope in this game mode, just kind of where they're based on. And also, if you noticed, so again, another important part with this game and formations. So we put Naru in the back. Now watch the beginning of this. Heroes, so Naru actually has to path around everybody else because of the formation. That is another thing that can cost you valuable time. So even swapping, let's say swapping these two, let's put our tank in the front. There we go. So again, based on that formation, Naru has to face and has to fight really face to face, where Carolina and Cecilia don't have to, so they can actually just attack ranged. So when we actually get right into battle, they start attacking. So boom, you can see the attack speed buffs right there. They start attacking right off of the bat, meaning the rest of these heroes are waiting to move to the front line of progression to really start attacking. Then, of course, this is what you want to farm. You want to farm those invitation letters as much as possible. That is going to give you more summons. More summons, of course, are going to equal more heroes. So this is a game mode, again, we're going to have to farm through a lot of the content, trying to make some more progression. And of course, then, like I said, going into more heroes, more summons, and then, of course, getting the essence out of there. Last one is the Tower of Will. And I love how it looks, guys. This game, like visually stunning. It is crazy how good this game is. So we have one tank right there. We have some damage. I have a support hero. And then you know what? Let's go with a couple more damage dealers. So I'm going to put my Smokey right in the middle. I'm going to put my range in the back. And there we go. That's going to be a pretty good build. Again, looking at our tanks, we don't have tanks built to honestly where they need to be. Now, OD in this one, OD does a ton of damage very, very fast. A lot of players are running OD when it comes to the boss fights. Right there he is again. So a lot of the boss modes, a lot of different content, just because the hero can put out damage so fast with that blowgun. It's really cool to see. Even here, it's a couple seconds and we get through it pretty quick. But we do have, again, a very, very high level advantage as we sit right now. Farming through, 20, 30, 40 floors of this, we're probably going to get on point with where my heroes are essentially at, meaning that it is going to take, again, a significant amount of time to go through here and farm out these towers. I'm not sure if there's any point that we just get an auto battle. I don't think it's at that point yet where we've either made progression enough to get the auto battle, but I'm hoping at a point it is going to make a big difference. Now, a lot of players were also asking about the AFK of AFK Journey, which is kind of interesting. So similar to what we see with AFK Arena, where AFK Arena doesn't have a lot, and there's not honestly a lot of the AFK content where it's very easy, short of the reward system, but the time, and that's what a lot of people were kind of inquiring about this game. How much time does it actually take to go through here? With this being, the beta, and with it being a very new release, it's pretty quick to get through a lot of the content, just because, again, kind of the AFK nature of the game. But I want to see if we can stream this on the global release back on the 27th. That way we can, again, get a guild. We can get everything together. We can get some of these heroes and continue the progression and really play like crazy an AFK game. As you can see, this is full screen. So again, this was something that wasn't out and available when this game came up. They made a lot of adjustments, a lot of different changes. If you're playing it, is going to be available for Android and it is going to be available for iOS. So it's actually going to be available for you everywhere. So if you have Apple products, I know a lot of players couldn't play originally because of not having ability to go onto Android, but that is going to be alleviated when it comes to the global release. It's going to be cool to see how many downloads we pick up in a very short amount of time. Now, also with the YouTube channel, we are keeping all the content there. I know Vulcan did make a separate channel for AFK Journey. I don't have the time nor the ambition to really start a bunch of multiple channels. We already have two. Two is a good time. I don't want to miss anything. So the AFK Journey is going to coincide with the AFK Arena content that we do have in there, but definitely wanted to check out these towers. And again, to a point, I hadn't even looked at them, but going through here, I'm assuming there's going to be, and I wish there was kind of a rundown of the rewards. So you see the towers are kind of on different rotations like we have with all of the regular ones, but going in here, you can go through and you can farm these. Right now, there are 90 floors available in the towers. So as you're making progression, really does make a big difference. But all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.